Hello everybody, this is All's House Gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut. In the previous episode, we, looked over the optical chip that Alice had given us, learning that Valclair was in the Harfeld Manor all along, and discovering that Firewing has a pet killer AI that, well, if we don't take care of, we're not going to be able to, rescue Valclair. After that, we went around to the Christ Bazaar, checking in on the various people, seeing how they were holding up after the attack, and then stocked up on weaponry and supplies. Oh boy. But, with nothing else left to do, let's head down to the U-Bahn platform and get going to take care of Apex. Where would you like to travel? Only one place to go. Assemble the team and travel to the coordinates that Alice provided to find a backdoor access point and shut down the Apex AI. Okay. Well, we're going to need Blitz on this one. We can now bring Dante along on these missions. Also, I just remembered something else. We forgot to check in on the computer for the other stuff because there was a message. Son of a gun. Just when I thought I'd taken care of it all. Oh well. Shouldn't take too long to finish this off. But anyways, yeah, you can now bring Dante along on missions. And he obviously costs nothing. Let's check the Shadowlands. Claim pay data. OTK financial records, that gets us a nice 441. Advanced technology DNA, gets us a nice 540. Let's see, search that Battlelands. Selling used custom Westwind 2000. Like it says, good condition, clean, got the turbocharged kit, ADL armor plating added to the front and sides. Trunk has a mounted Ares autocannon, but you'll need a rigger to operate it. No hand access. Looking for 80,000 OBO. Nice car. Wouldn't happen to be any corpse looking for it at the moment, eh? Has the PPS been triggered? Any Rex/rebuild? Ari Tolstoy? Nope. All clear on that front. Nobody drove this baby but me, and I don't wreck cars. The autocannon dropped the last sucker who tried to do any damage. No more posts in the thread. Huh. Would have expected something talking about the Christ Bazaar, but I guess it is fairly recent. One unread message. You gonna let me check that message or not? Okay, let's walk away from the computer and try that again. Okay, I guess not. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably a final parting message from Paul. But apparently it's glitched out. Who knows? Maybe it'll be fixed by the time we get back. If not, I'll think of something. Okay. Now let's head off on the mission. Okay, gonna bring Glory as usual because medic. We are going to need Blitz on this one. As for our final slot, we have three choices. We got Dante, who comes with a lot of soy jerky treats, apparently meant for healing. Energy treat gives +1 willpower, move speed, and strength +2 for 5 rounds. Okay. Bedtime treat. Doggy sedative. Incoming damage reduced by 2 and quickness -1 for 5 rounds. Okay. Let's see. We could also bring Dietrich. Having haste might be useful. Or we could go for Iger. I know that there's a big mission, or not big mission, big fight that we're going to be having in the basement once we start trying to take care of this guy. But I don't know. Oh well. Oof. This is a tough call. I don't think I'm going to be bringing Dante. Dietrich or Iger? Dietrich or Iger? I think I'm gonna take Iger on this one. And then I gotta remember to toss those medkits on. Apex Rising. Apex, an artificial intelligence designed for matrix warfare. The thought of it sends a chill down your spine. For years, the shadows have been ripe with rumors of true AI. Names like Mirage and Psychotrope have fueled conspiracy boards on the Shadowland BBS since 2029. Most savvy Shadowrunners dismiss these stories as bunk. But from what Alice has told you, at least one of the stories is real. Apex is waiting for you, somewhere down in the basement of an abandoned Satyr Krupp lab. Unfortunately, you're going to have to wade through a lot of gang territory to get there. Yep. Alright, let's take off the advanced med kits and one of the gold trauma kits. I don't want to toss all of my trauma kits on there. Let's see. Where are they? Premium med kits. Really don't like that it resets every time I do that. And toss on a platinum for absolute emergencies where I absolutely need to be up to 100%. Okay, let's get moving. And immediate gang. A huge orc in ragged combat fatigue steps forward to meet you. He walks with a swollen bravado of a man who's used to getting what he wants. One of his meaty arms jerks up, hand held upright in the universal sign for stop. The other clutches a bulky assault rifle. The orc inspects you. His body language is decidedly unfriendly. You don't look like a magnificer. You're not one of us, and I'm guessing you ain't here for the hub either. So tell me, who are you and what's your interest in the building? I need to get to the basement. It's important. Oh, it's important, you say? He makes a sweeping gesture in the direction of the building behind him. The other assorted toughs behind him smile. Well, by all means, go on in then. You're being sarcastic. Ha! You're a sharp one. Doesn't take much to see that. He smiles at you, revealing a mouth filled with jagged teeth. This building's under arbiter protection. We can't just let you waltz in and shoot up the place. Looks plenty shot up already. A few more holes couldn't hurt. That all depends on where you put them. Look, pal, it'd be better for everyone if you just turn back. We don't want to fight you, but we can't risk letting an unknown player into this. He pauses for a moment to search for the right word. Situation, right now. Maybe I could help you with your situation. Well, that puts a different spin on things. He pauses for a moment to consider. You look like you can handle yourself. We could probably use you, if you'd be willing to help. There'd even be some money in it for you. But if not, well, the assault rifle in his hand shifts position slightly. That's a different conversation. And what exactly do you want us to do? Iger's tone is neutral, her posture relaxed, but one of her hands casually comes to rest on the butt of her shotgun. Ulrich doesn't seem to notice. We're having some trouble with the local mage gang, the Magnificers. The orc turns his head and spits. They attacked us without warning, took up in our building, and kicked us onto the street. Me and my boys, we're the rightful protectors of this block. But the assholes that screwed us, they've got the building buttoned up pretty tight. We can't get in there to make things right, but maybe you can. If you could enter the building and do some damage to those Drek-eating Magnificers, the Arbiters would be willing to pay you. 200 Nuyen per kill. You bring me back their amulets and you get paid. How's that sound? Iger raises an eyebrow. Your call, fearless leader. You know the timetable we're working on. With a charisma of 5, you can increase the reward per talisman. 200 Nuyen per head ain't bad, but from where I'm standing it looks like you need my help. And that tells me you can do better. Fine, 250 per head. That's my final offer. Works for me? Good. Yeah, I think that this will work. Iger gives you a small nod. Her hand falls away from the stock of her shotgun. You need anything else, or are you ready to go crack some skulls? Now, you can fight these guys. Killing Ulrich, that'll get you a Ganger Mask, which isn't all that great in terms of armor. It's got like 6 armor, gives you +1 quickness and +5 HP. Not all that great considering what we've already got. A premium medkit, and it'll also get you the elevator control chip and the Ganger's key, which will allow you to get the Remington room sweeper in the basement that I mentioned a while back about having gang etiquette, which you can also use gang etiquette to get him to offer hardware once you kill... I'm not going to try pronouncing that at the moment, to gain access to the elevator. Let's see, I want to know who I'm working for. I'm Ulrich, leader of the Berlin chapter of the Arbiters. We're a pulley club, small but growing. We serve the people of the working class, protect them from the parasites that would exploit them. Not a fan of the F-state, then. Anarchy is not the solution to the people's problems. Do what thou wilt is a policy that rewards only the powerful. The working class get trampled. A strong, people-centered communist movement is the only way to protect the interests of the common man. Give us a few years and that's exactly what we're going to be. Okay. I want to know what I'm going up against. Tell me about the Magnificers. A gang of parasites. They think that their magical talents make them better than everyone else. Because of that, they feel entitled to take whatever they want. Up until recently, they've been content with pulling pranks and stealing purses. Childish dreck, but they were basically harmless. Then their new leader took over, calls himself Trithemius. But I remember when he was just a skinny little prick named Uri. He lets out a derisive snort. I should have kept a better eye on him, I guess. Should have stomped him flat when he started putting on airs. Would have saved everyone a heap of trouble. Trithemius took over the Magnificers, militarized them, and convinced them that they could take us. And thanks to the element of surprise, they actually managed to do it. The orc folded his arm across his burly chest. Any day now, we're going to show him exactly how bad an idea that was. I think I'll start by breaking Uri's neck. You look pretty dug in out here. How long do you intend to man the trenches? We'll be out here as long as it takes. We're taking our building back, one way or another. For over 3 years we protected that place. We held it for the people to do with as they pleased. Kept it safe from parasites and exploiters. Everything was cool until those Drexau Magnificers sucker punched us. No negotiation, no warning, they just turned on us out of the blue. Brought a couple dozen spirits down on our heads. I didn't even know that we were under attack until the water in my bathtub snaked up and tried to drown me. Most of us got out alive, but we've been stuck out here ever since. Just give us some time, though. We'll take the building back. We'll starve them out if we have to, and when we do, those scrawny bastards are going to pay. Anything we should know about before I head inside? You'll probably see some burnouts floating around the ground floor. They're all here for the hub. It's like some kind of church or something. A guy called Parson runs it. Between you and me, they're all batshit crazy. Not dangerous, just nuts. Why do you keep them all around at all, then? Because a lot of them are rich. They paid a direct load in rent, and we redistribute that wealth to the common man. Let me guess. You define yourselves as the common man? Do you see the tie around my neck, pal? Do I look like a corporate stooge to you? We are the friends of the people, and we are the people. Don't you dare to question it. Don't you dare to question it? The two seems redundant. Just one more thing. I need to get into the basement. Anything you can do that'd help me out? Basement? Could you possibly want to go down there for? You wouldn't believe me if I told you. You'd be surprised what I believe. Try me. Alright, I need to stop a killer AI so that I can rescue an elderly science from a ghost dragon. The future of Berlin could be at stake. You're right, I don't believe you. You're either lying or you're crazy. But crazy has its uses. Alright, I'll get you into that basement, but it'll cost you. You're charging us? Seriously? This isn't even your building anymore. You've got the wrong idea. I don't need Nguyen, friend. What I need is Trithemius' head on a effing platter. Problem is, he's holed up somewhere in the building and we don't know where. Best guess, he's hiding somewhere upstairs, in a room with no exterior windows. Somewhere, probably someplace close. He stashed the power coupling for the elevator. He pulled it to keep us from getting access to the guns we stashed in the basement. So you find and kill Trithemius, grab the coupling out of his apartment, and bring me that stupid amulet he's always wearing so I'll know he's dead. He cracks a grin. Then, I'll give you the control chip that I pulled when we had to fall back. Slot them both back into the elevator, and it'll take you straight to the basement. Now, with an etiquette of gang, you can work out a deal where you'll also gain access to that stash of guns down below. But we're not going to do that. Matter of fact, I don't think we actually need it. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Good, just remember, no amulet, no basement. Now go on through and show that little prick what it means to screw with the Arbiters. Alright, 2 entrances. Doesn't matter which one you go through, they'll both lead into the building. Parson, eh? The attendant behind the counter is an uncommonly fine-featured dwarf with a beatific smile. A yellow ID tag pinned to his chest announces his name in large blocky letters. Parson. He nods at you and raises a hand in greeting. Welcome to the hub, sister. Are you here to share in the splendor of communion? If so, I can show you an empty terminal. What do you do here? I'm the custodian of the hub. I tend to the bodies of our brothers and sisters while they share in the rapture of the communion. I actually have some questions for you about the local gang activity. He nods. We do seem to have more than our fair share. Very well, I will answer your questions. Should I be worried about the gang war that seems to be gearing up around us? While you remain in the hub, you have nothing to fear. We pay well for the use of this place, and neither gang would risk driving us away. And the rest of the building? He spreads his hands. If you choose to go exploring, I can't guarantee your safety. What can you tell me about the Arbiters? Parson lets out a heavy sigh. Pack of snarling animals dressed up as a pulley club. I'd steer clear of them if I were you. Their ideology is loosely based on neo-communist movements from the past. In truth, I think that they just copied a few pages from an old Red Army faction handbill without ever bothering to learn what they meant. For all their rhetoric, the Arbiters are just another street gang. They shout for the sake of shouting. There's no real conviction there. If you came from outside, you've probably bumped into their leader, a huge orc who calls himself Ulrich. He can seem reasonable, but I'd give him a wide berth. One more thing. If I were you, I'd avoid being seen with the Magnificers. The Arbiters take shots at members of the Mage Gang whenever they see them. If you're not careful, you could find yourself caught in the crossfire. Okay, what about the Magnificers? Power-drunk fools, a lot of them. The Arbiters were bad enough, but the Magnificers are even worse. The Arbiters' interests were limited to theft and violence in the name of their cause. The Magnificers, they have power, and they seem to relish in abusing it. Now that they've claimed the upper levels of the building, it isn't safe to travel beyond the ground floor. Several members of our congregation have been mauled to death by the Magnificers' pet spirits. He shakes his head sadly. Now, we travel only in groups. You're safe down here, though? Yes, Trithemius needs the hub. To threaten this congregation would be to jeopardize his primary source of income. But the upper floors enjoy no such protection. They have become dangerous places to travel. I'm looking for a Trithemius. Any ideas how I could find him? The smile fades from Parson's face. Trithemius is a dangerous man. Why do you ask? I made a deal with Ulrich. Trithemius is involved. Trithemius is almost certainly upstairs, hidden away from the outside world. I wouldn't advise going after him, but if your mind is made up, I suppose I can't change it. Yes, I can tell you how to find him, but I will need something from you in return. Yeah, of course you will. Saw that coming. Tell us what you need. A pair of squatters on the second floor ripped the guts out of one of my terminals. They have taken the data jack signal converter, and the terminal will be out of commission until I get it back. A single damaged terminal may not sound like much, but trust me, the entire experience of communion has been diminished by this act of vandalism. I believe that I know the squatters responsible. Their name is Janet. She is a decker of some skill. I don't know what she has planned for my parts, but I do know that this situation will not stand. I cannot allow another terminal to be damaged. And so you want us to deal with them for you? Yes, but not with violence. I want you to talk with them and convince them to bring me back my components. Do this, and I'll tell you how to get to Trithemius. Deal? Sounds straightforward enough. Excellent. It's a deal, then. Can you tell me anything about this building? Beyond the hub, there isn't much to speak of. There's a small shop down the hall if you're hungry or in need of basic supplies. He shrugs and offers you an apologetic smile. And that's about it, I'm afraid. What about the basement? Ah, that would be difficult. The stairway leading down to the basement building sublevels has been blocked, and the elevator has been sabotaged. It stopped working at the same time that the Arbiters were driven from the building. As we discussed, if you recover my stolen property, I will tell you how to find Trithemius. Otherwise, you could try your luck with Ulrich out front, but I wouldn't recommend it. Alright. Don't need anything else, not interested in communion. Let's go check out this shop. The man behind the counter looks tired. His lids are heavy and his eyes are bloodshot. Welcome to Carl's General Store. What can I do for you? Need some info. He rubs his eyes and does his best to shake himself awake. Yeah, alright. What do you want to know? What's the layout of this place like? He pauses for a moment, gathering his thoughts. When the words come to him, they're as slow as molasses. Well, you're on the first floor. That's the hub, and my shop. The second floor has mostly been converted into makeshift apartments for people to live in. The gang squats up there, the Magnificers. Dangerous people. I'd stay away from them. Ugh, dang it. Third floor is mostly housing too. Lots of parsons, communion crazies live up there. The Magnificers have a squat up there too. He leans in and lowers his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. Pretty sure their main crib is up there too. Don't know exactly where. What do you know about the Magnificers? They don't care about much aside from their own magic. Whole world's one big magical pissing contest to them. Always trying to summon bigger and better spirits. Dangerous stuff, man. Must be tough having to live down here with that going on over your head. It ain't easy. They charge less in protection than the Arbiters did, but they don't care about keeping anything even approaching order. They just hide out in their clubhouse, get high, and summon spirits that terrorize and kill people on the third floor. Shakes his head. Poor bastards. What about the Arbiters? Bunch of tough guys. They took a big cut of my sales and protection money, all in the name of the working class. Funny, last time I checked, I was one of the working class. In fact, I'm the only one who's working in this whole damned building. He spreads his arms, a helpless look on his face. But at least they kept some form of law. Mugging and assaults were rare, and they didn't let murderous spirits run loose on the upper floors. So, you know, you take the good with the bad. That's all I need for now. Let's see some inventory. A couple of premium medkits, I'll take those. Not much else, though. Now, let's see if I can't toss something a little extra on my party. Let's see, let's give Blitz a premium medkit just in case. Do the same for Iger. And we may as well give Glory a spare, even though she already has plenty. Ah, dang it. Something in the back of my throat. Really tickling it. Let's see, the elevator. Let's see. Blitz, think you could examine it? Decker easily pries the metal casing away from the wall, exposing a mess of wires and circuitry. After a quick inspection, it becomes clear that the elevator is wired to operate around a control chip. The chip is missing, and it looks like though a power coupling has been yanked alongside it. Without these components, there's no way for this elevator to function. I should have figured as much. Ugh, that was a serious coughing fit. Alright, nothing else? Let's head upstairs. Considering the state of the rest of the building, this stairwell looks relatively clean and intact. Well, let's work our way from the bottom up. Okay. First room on the left is going to contain some hostile Magnificers. We are getting paid to take care of them, so... Oh, good! Target practice! Yeah, but not for you. Alright, Talia, let's get you moved in over here. Let's activate our adrenal contractor. And you know what, let's go for a full auto on the Dwarven Mage. So close. Glory, as usual, adrenal pump. Switch over to the claws. I don't know why it keeps defaulting to the pistol. And let's see if you can't finish off the mage. Blitz, let's get you over here first and foremost. Let's see, what's this? Flush target. Target loses their cover bonus for the rest of the turn. Damage -4, accuracy -5%, uses 6 bullets. Huh. Alright, let's see. Hijack Comlink, target becomes confused and changes faction for 2 rounds. Not bad. And then mark target ++. I don't know, let's see if we can't pull this off. Iger, let's get you in next to Talia. Let's see, 59%, 76%. Yeah, it looks like the assault rifle's our best bet here. Let's go for a Deadeye on the Conjurer. Before he can start, you know, conjuring. Let's see, how long did it say that lasted? 2 rounds. Now let's go for a marked target on the Conjurer. That also damages his armor, which in turn allows us to take shots at him. Alright, I don't think we really need full auto for this, so let's just go for some regular shots. She's down, the spirit is gone, and oh, that's right, I forgot to mention I spent some of my karma in between episodes on buying the headshot skill for the rifle. It's actually the last skill you can get. Greatly increases your chance to do critical damage, but it also reduces your chance to hit. Okay, there's that. Iger, let's have you finish her off. Really? Whatever. Still get the shot off. Glory, go for an eviscerate. I'm not going to bother with the shredding armor, because they don't have much to begin with. Go for the combo. Leaves her stunned. And then finish her off. Okay. Let's not forget to grab these amulets, because we are getting paid a fair amount for them. And in the back, we can actually get a couple of spells. Power Bolt 3, but that requires spellcasting 5, so obviously we can't use it. The most basic spell every mage knows and always has ready. Send it to the stash. And then there's also Glue. Target cannot move, but can still use AP to attack, lasts for 2 rounds. Again, can't use it. If we're doing a mage run, then perhaps it would be useful. Let's see. Now, if we head for the next one... got a filthy area we can look through. Get some Nuyen out of it. And some Bliss, which I'm not going to use, so send it to the stash. Communion speaks and we listen. Give yourself willingly, join us and be rewarded. Weird. Communion must flourish, the communion must grow. Oh boy. See, there's a note right here. On the dresser is a scrap of paper with Shark Tank scribbled on it. I'm sure that's important. We are one through the communion, join us and all will be one together. Good lord. Now then, we got this room over here, but I imagine this is... No, that's not quite blocked off. Hello? Franz, huh? A group of metahumans huddles together, their eyes wide with terror. Many of them have scrapes and bruises, and a few have more serious injuries. Their clothes are tattered and stained. As you approach, a disheveled-looking middle-aged man steps forward, placing himself between you and the main group. His gray hair is badly matted, and a pair of battered reading glasses hang from the bridge of his nose. Who are you, may I ask, and what are you doing here? Talia, and you are... My name is Franz. These are my friends, and my wife. We live together. Well, we used to live together up on the 3rd floor. You used to live upstairs? Yes, until about a week ago. Then the Magnificer's pets moved in, and we had to run for our lives. Spirits, you mean? He nods, a look of pure misery on his face. They're always summoning the damn things, but last week they lost control of a handful. Before we knew what was happening, they were running wild in our living room. We tried to protect ourselves, but we were no match for them. He shakes his head, a haunted look in his eyes. We had no choice but to leave everything behind. We've been scraping by down here ever since. Franz takes a moment to collect himself. When he speaks again, he sounds more composed. At least Janet is letting us use her Matrix uplink. We can still afford to feed ourselves, thanks to her. Janet, I need to talk to her. Could you introduce us? He looks you over, paying special attention to your gear. Finally, he nods. Tell you what, if you take care of those rogue spirits, if you clear the path for us to return home, I'll give you the password you'll need to speak with Janet. Alright, I'll let you know when it's safe. Thank you so much. Do you know anything about the hackers over by the stairs? Janet, you mean? Of course we know her. She and her bitheads control the only Matrix hookup in this dump. Thankfully, she allows us to use her uplink. It's only by her generosity that we've been able to provide for ourselves at all. She's kept us from having to rely on Parson and his wacko religion, thank God. He leans toward you and lowers his voice. By the way, friend, you don't want to plug into those communion drones. I've seen it too many times. People jack into the hub, and when they come back out, they're different. It's creepy, and it's wrong. Different? What do you mean, different? Maybe detached is a better word. I've seen all kinds of people jack into the hub, but only one type comes back out. Quiet, subdued, disinterested in anything other than their beloved communion. I don't know what happens to them in there, but they're somehow less alive when they come back out. It makes my skin crawl. I need to get in there. Do you know the password? Yeah, I do. If you help us, I'll tell you. What kind of help do you need, even though we've already been over this? What we need is to get back home to our apartment on the next floor. But we can't do that while those spirits that the Magnificers summoned are terrorizing the place. If you take care of them, if you clear the path for us to return home, I'll give you the password that you need to speak with Janet. Okay, I'll let you know when it's safe. Do you know about where the Magnificer hideout is? Can't help you there. We used to see a lot of the Magnificers up on the 3rd floor, but I never wanted to get too close to them. You want to know where their hideout is? I'd ask Parson. Or maybe step outside to ask Ulrich. Not that you're likely to get far with either of those nutcases. Alright, well that's all for now. Well, it appears as though we've been dragged into a bit of a gang war that we're going to need to settle. A, to help these people, and B, in order to get access to the basement. But we are unfortunately out of time for this episode, so I'm gonna have to end it off here for today. If you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content, and don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notifications for when I upload, or to hit the straw poll link to vote for our next Let's Play. And please, leave a comment down below this video. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.